Underwood. Thin ice!
So I can't knock down a triple here. Woo, okay. Didn't even miss a shot this entire time, so take that. This better be good for the team.
Oh,
I thought for sure.
there it is. Boom! Yes!
All right, Illini Basketball Podcast, episode 285. That sounds right. December 28th, 2025. Probably the last episode of the year, I guess.
Yeah, seems like it would be.
They don't play until the 3rd after, by doing an episode in the 2nd. So, yeah. Illinois coming off of a 3rd straight Braggin Rights win over a Missouri team that I think all of us were correct about the entire time. I don't really know why people may have felt otherwise about Missouri, but they're not good. And Illinois was good in this game, at least in the 30 minutes after the first 10 where they were still up 5, but it was like, why is this game kind of close?
Yeah.
Once they get to the not letting Missouri maul people defensively, once they stop letting them do that, it's usually when the game slips out of hand for them. And I think that's probably happened 2 of the last 3 years for them.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people are like, if Illinois' defense can play like this, they can beat anybody, but
Missouri's bad.
It's Missouri.
They're bad.
And everybody was hurt on Missouri, and they never wanted to stop talking about it during the game. So
yeah, one guy was out, and then one guy went down during the game.
But 45% from 3. If Illinois can do that, they will beat everybody.
That is where it's hard to buy into this team, is because they won't do that, and they're gonna have games where they're so much worse than that, and they look like shit. I think it's kind of what Illinois is paid for with Brad at this point. The teams are pretty similar every year. Like, they have games where they look like one of the best teams in the country, and then they have a game where they can't make a shot. They lose a game they shouldn't. It seems very similar, and if you could have a guy emerge and kind of be a star, maybe they get far, kind of how they did with Shannon in 24. I don't know if that's the formula to getting to the second weekend for Brad, or if it's just like we need a break to come our way and get an easy path, like playing Duquesne in the second round. But yeah, this team is they're good. I don't know. I don't think you can say much more about that or than that, because they're capable of being bad as well. Interesting, unique little thing they've had going for 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah. So I guess the question is, can that all-star, can that stud be a freshman?
That is a concern, especially a freshman who is not dominant in the way that a freshman who could take over a tournament is. There's a physical dominance to certain freshmen. You look at Anthony Edwards. I know Georgia wasn't that good the year he was there, but that's the type of freshman where it's okay. The freshmen who are going to be picked in the top 5 of the draft type of freshmen are usually ones who do that. Now, for Illinois, luckily, they have 3 juniors and a senior who are also good at basketball, if we're considering Zvonimir good, which I think right now we are.
Right. And this Big Z is the best that I've seen him ever play. So,
yeah, he got unchained by the shackles of Calipari.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, Keaton Wagler, player of the game, probably the best game of the year for him, just numbers wise. 5 for 6 from 3, big part of that 45%. 3 for 4 from the line, 7 of 11 from the field, 22 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, filling up the stat sheet.
He's got 24 assists the last 4 games. That's 6 a game. Certainly the most efficient game he's played in a game that mattered. I mean, Florida Gulf Coast, he had a he's 7 for 10 or 7 for 9 from the field in that game. That was his highest offensive rating of the year, but this one was second, and I do think it is the best game he's played. They needed shots. I'd put this game right there with Tennessee. Like, those are two games where he's really come up big for them from deep. He also helped keep them in the Nebraska game. I mean, he's been stroking it from three recently, 43% on the year now. He was 4 of 11 against Tennessee, which is just under 40%. 3 of 5 against Ohio State, 4 of 8 against Nebraska, 5 of 6 against Missouri. So that's now 9 for 14 last two games from 3. He also gets to the line a lot. That's one thing that we've seen all year from him is he got to the line, 34 times in the first 4 games. And since then it's calmed down a little bit, but you look at the last 4 games, he's gotten there. He's taken 18 attempts from the line last 4 games.
What's he shooting?
Against UConn. 83% from the free throw line.
Pretty good.
Got to take it. I mean, it seems like this team is at their best when he's the one with the ball up top, like instead of Boswell.
Yeah, it seems kind of like he's in that role now. Like he's bringing the ball up maybe the most right now between him and Boswell. And I think that's where we wanted Boswell, for a while, is in the 2 position. Not necessarily has to be the point guard. And to be able to have Wagler that can do that when, a lot of people thought it would be Petrovich. I don't even know who else people would have thought it would have been.
Brandon Lee.
Yeah. But yeah, to have Wagler to be able to step into that role and let Boswell kind of play off the ball. Boswell went 0 for 3 this game. He had a couple step back threes again. I mean, that's just like, it's not his most efficient shot. I know he makes a couple of them every once in a while, but we need Boswell set shooting a lot more, in my opinion.
Yeah. A couple other things on Wagler. He is 54% from 3 in the Big Ten in those 2 games. It's nice for him. 2 of the last 4, he hasn't had to play more than 35 minutes. Tennessee and Missouri, he played 34 and then 40 and 39 against Nebraska. I mean, he's literally number 1 in Big Ten play. I know it's 2 games for everybody, but he's number 1 in minutes percentage in Big Ten play. He's played 98.8% of the minutes in Big Ten play, which is all but 1 minute.
That's crazy. I mean, he still played 34 this game. He's the only guy that played over 30 minutes. So
yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do it to somebody, you do it to a freshman, I guess.
I guess, yeah. Big Z, probably the player of the first half, I would say. I think he had 10 rebounds in the first half. Might have scored all his points in the first half. 8 points, 10 rebounds, 2 blocks, 3 blocks, something like that in the first half. Somebody in the chat just said he's the better Visich right now. I don't think you could argue against that. I mean, Tommy did have a good game in this game against Missouri, but Big Z's been good.
Yeah, I still think Tommy is the most important,
definitely more
of the 2 overall. I mean, he struggled in the first 2 Big Ten games. There's no denying that. He did make a big shot against Ohio State. He was pretty bad against Nebraska, but really good against Tennessee. Good in this game. He's made some big shots. He's shooting 37% from 3. And I don't think that it's something we need to really compare either. Like, they are different players. They're both 7-footers, but they're very different. Obviously, on the defensive end, Zvonimir, when he's able to block shots, very effective. There's some other questionable stuff outside of that for him on that end. But, Tommy's a better 3-point shooter. I think Tommy is probably better at, like, making a move in the paint and scoring. I mean, you look at kind of Zvonimir's game is really on both ends based on opportunities and easy ones. Like, if he can get a easy alley-oop dunk or an easy dunk, it just Tommy's obviously the more skilled of the 2. And I don't think that we need to make the comparison just because they have the same last name and they're both 7-footers. Like, they're completely different players in a lot of ways. Yeah.
Yeah, and I would much rather have Tommy shooting threes than Big Z. I'm not a fan of his shot, but yeah, get him inside. Defensively, he's a force right now. So I think they bring two different skill sets, and I think that that's huge to have interchangeable whenever you need it. So, but yeah, Tommy had probably his best game of the season against Missouri.
I would probably say the Tennessee game. 16-5-3, blocking a steal.
Okay. Jeffrey says Tommy needs to play with a fire. Seems it's difficult to get him going. I just don't think Tommy ever he never shows where he's at. He's always just kind of straight faced until you get him a trophy in his hand and he wants to break it.
Well, I feel like people are probably being a little more critical of Tommy than they normally would just because the expectations going in were so high. But like you got to remember, injury early in the year. I don't know. He's made, outside of Wagler, nobody's made bigger threes than Tommy this year.
Yeah.
I mean, certainly not Hummer or Jake Davis. Those guys are trash. Hummer's good in this game, though.
He's getting married the next day. He had to play good.
Good. That's good. I would like to talk about Mirkovic a little bit because, like, I heard that turnaround jumper that he made, the announcer said that was Jokic. And there is some small elements of Jokic in his game, which is great, which I like to watch, but also it's still, I think you could trust Jokic more with the ball than Mirkovic probably at this stage. But there is a lot of, like, the way he shoots, he's just not as big. He has like elite vision for a guy who's 6'9", 250, and you don't trust with the ball. Like elite vision. When he drives and kicks to the corner, he's always finding a guy.
Yeah.
And I think out of everybody on this team, I don't think there's any player with a more unique skill set than Mirkovic at that size. And I think that's going to be very valuable as he continues to grow. Like Ohio State game, he was very good, made a ton of threes. This game, I thought he was really good for only having, 9 points. He still had 9, 5, 5, few turnovers, which you're going to get when you have baby Jokic on your team.
Yeah.
I look forward to seeing what he looks like in Big Ten play, because I think Big Ten teams are going to have some problems with Illinois if Mirkovic is playing well. And they're so big. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
This team is gigantic, and if they can just figure out how to use all of that to their advantage, they should score 80 points every night easily. They're bigger than most teams. They are way older than they were last year. They have two guys that came back from last year that are very important parts of the team. They have these freshmen who have unique skill sets and are both very talented. They have, secret weapon Petrovic is probably going to start to get a ton of minutes here soon, I'm sure. Really seemed like they were antsy to get him in.
Yeah, Brad really was dying to get him and Jax Deason together, see what they could do. So
yeah.
I do got to say, Petrovic comes in and turnover within the first 30 seconds.
But then throws a dime to Hummer in the corner.
It's true. That's true. I don't know Petrovic's role on this team. I mean, Wagler's been too good. You're not going to sit Boswell. And I don't think you can afford to put him in. I mean, like, I could see maybe getting, the few minutes Brandon Lee gets, but Brandon Lee played 5 minutes. Petrovic played 2. I don't think it matters. Anybody that's arguing to play him more, I know we were jokingly doing it during the watch party, but sadly there's not a role for him right now. And until he starts playing better, and Brad will know when he's playing better because he'll see it in practice. I don't think we're going to see much of him. I don't think there's a reason to put him in there just to put him in there. So, I know that our producer is all for Brandon Lee and not Petrovic. So I don't know what that means, but I don't care if I see either of them on the court at this point. I don't care if I see Jake Davis on the court at this point, but he's still out there.
Made a big triple.
Huge triple.
Yeah, it's crazy that the Big Ten really has three of the most difficult offenses to stop when they're rolling, and that's, Purdue has the number 1 offensive efficiency in the country. Illinois is number 2. Michigan is number 5. And I think their offenses are all very unique in the way, like Michigan's gigantic too. Illinois is big. Purdue is big outside of the little, point guard that they have and the, white kid that the producer hates. But I think those offenses are just very, very unique. And I think that I don't see a reason why those three teams can't finish top three in the Big Ten. Like, I think the only disruptor there is probably Michigan State, and who knows what they look like in Big Ten play. I think we're probably heading towards somewhat of a Nebraska collapse in Big Ten play at some point. I think I'd be pretty surprised if they win more than 12 games in conference play. They're good, but I just don't like Illinois was really bad against them, and they had to hit a buzzer beater.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm speaking too lowly of Nebraska and too highly of Illinois. I think, the hat that I'm wearing, the shirt that I'm wearing, the podcast that we do, some people might determine that as bias. I'm not sure I agree with that, but the Big Ten, I think, is a very unique number of teams this year because you have a couple teams where it's like, hey, they have new coaches. Who knows what they're going to look like in Big Ten play? They haven't really stood up to challenges so far, except I would argue that Iowa has more than Indiana, but those are two interesting teams. UCLA is a team that I have no idea what to do with. I don't think Ohio State or Wisconsin are very good. So basically what I'm trying to say is fire Brad if you don't finish top three in the Big Ten this year.
Oh, boy. Jim says Wagler is playing so many minutes that it seems to me that they are putting him at a higher possibility to have a freshman wall coming soon if he actually has one. Yeah, I think we might get somewhat. Luckily, right now, I mean, they have weeks off, literally 7 days off in between games. When Big Ten play comes, I don't think we'll be seeing him play 39 minutes, but maybe we will. I just don't think that you can run him that hard. So
maybe he's one of the rare guys that doesn't hit a wall.
Maybe.
We're due for one of those.
Yeah. Jim also says, is Tommy still physically less than 100%? He's got to be like 98.
How many players are actually 100% during the season,
It's true. It's true.
Your good level is probably like playing at 90%.
Saw the producer was on the dock. He's probably wondering why we didn't do the stat of the day. Well, Ethan deleted it, so I don't know what it said anymore. Something about
fuck the stat of the day.
The Packers being 3-6 against the spread or something.
Nobody said that. Sorry, the producer has a fucking gambling problem. I mean, that's on him, not me.
Say that.
Why? I don't give a shit. Nobody listening to this.
Oh gosh. Anything on Stojakovic you want to talk about? He did go 2 for 4 from 3, so that's good. 16
surprising,
points.
Yeah, rolled his ankle. Probably plays more than 30 minutes if he doesn't. Maybe not, though. I mean, he hasn't played more than 30 since the UT RGV game. Very efficient game. Maybe his most efficient game of the season without the volume of shots. I mean, 5 for 8. I don't know if he's been better than that all year outside of, I guess, Texas Tech. He was right there. But, yeah, he's up to 25% from deep now. So we'll see if that continues to improve. Not that it needs to. I don't think they need that per se. And I want to say Zvonimir is 21 for 24 from 2 now, which really shows that he is just dunking it or laying it in. Yeah.
I think he has a missed dunk too, right?
He does, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And he has a taunting thing.
Yeah.
Also,
probably could have got another one.
His most egregious taunt of the year was in this game. They didn't call it.
I'm actually shocked Illinois got to 91 points in this game. But
they made 30 field goals and 16 free throws.
Pretty good.
Missouri made 16 field goals.
Pretty bad.
Yeah. Couple Missouri things.
Okay.
They still suck.
Obviously.
Dennis Gates is a coward. I mean, you look at the non-conference schedule, it's pathetic. This is exactly what their program deserves if they're going to continue to operate like this. They are an absolute prison for development. Like I've seen this all over Missouri Twitter about how they have all these young guys. They get these good freshmen. They don't develop at all. They suck. I hear that everywhere on Missouri Twitter. They've 2 of the last 3 of these games have been absolute beatdowns. And if it weren't for an Illinois team last year that was kind of in a weird spot at that point, like they were coming off of blowing a game to Tennessee. They had lost to Northwestern in overtime a couple games before. They had a bunch of freshmen. If it weren't for that, Illinois probably beats Missouri by more last year. Missouri's a pathetic program. Like I said, lots of buzz on Mizzou Twitter about Dennis Gates' lack of development. I didn't write. Did I write?
Apparently, bragging rights is up in the air. I have been seeing that.
If they don't want to play, that's fine. I don't care.
I think is next year the last guaranteed year.
Well, if that were to ever end, it wouldn't be on Illinois' end. I guarantee you that.
But they're bringing back football, right?
That's bad for Illinois. I think the big question then becomes like, if Missouri does as bad in the SEC as I think they're going to, is Dennis Gates gone? I wonder because you're not getting much. Like
is this Gates' 4th year?
It might be 5th,
3rd,
4th, yeah. And they've been very much up and down. Like his first year, they were like. Here's the thing: he's never actually had a good team. Like his first year, they won 25 games, but that was not a very good basketball team. They beat Utah State in the tournament, and then they lost to Princeton by 15. Like that was like a we would be good where I was before game, which was Cleveland State. Like that would be a good Cleveland State team. And then his second year, they go literally winless in the SEC. They go 0-18. They go 8-24 overall. Disaster. Last year, they had a highly efficient offense, apparently. But then they just sunk at the end of the year. They lost 4 of their last 5, beat Mississippi State in the SEC tournament, then lost to Florida. They lose to Drake by 10. So you think about this. 2 years in a row, Dennis Gates has had 2 of the years that they made the tournament, I should say, they've lost by double digits to double-digit seeds. That's their 2 tournament losses. So I think that's a concern. And like I said, the only argument, I guess last year you could say they were a good team compared to the other 3 years, but like in SEC play the last 2 years, he's 10-28 or 26, 10-26. Now, is there an 0-18 in there that really inflates that? Yes, there is, but that's just the fact. And you look at this year, I mean, this team can't guard. Their only hope really is scoring inside, which you're not going to do that in the SEC. They can't shoot. Shut up, producer, in the thing.
What is he doing?
Florida, Kentucky, Ole Miss, Auburn, LSU. I think at best they're 2-3 in the first 5, maybe 1-4. So from a Missouri standpoint, you can't feel good. Certainly can't feel good.
Yeah, Missouri sucks. Who cares?
I'm just trying to let them know that they are.
I really agree with Bob. I hope they keep the bragging rights. I haven't been down there in a while. I need to get back. We need to go next year.
Can Illinois shift to something else? Like, what else would they do? Can they just like play bragging rights against Chicago State?
It's just like the only state that touches that we're not. Kentucky, does Kentucky touch? Can we do one with Kentucky?
I was gonna say Arkansas just because it's kind of
That's not how it works.
I don't know.
It's just such a good setting, like St. Louis. It just makes sense.
There's no Missouri fans there. It's always Illinois fans. Yeah.
The players can go to the bars afterwards.
Yeah.
So, the producer put in here post-Christmas season grade. He's giving him a B+.
I think we shouldn't even give a grade and just be like, okay, everybody, producer B+. That's all. Move on.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with B+. If they beat Nebraska, they would move up to an A. I think the Nebraska loss puts them in the B category. So,
sure, yeah, I'll agree to that.
All right. Good segment there, producer. Let's move on to the game tomorrow.
All right, Illinois Southern tomorrow, 2:00 for some reason. I don't really understand that. I don't know if there's any game that is. I think that might be the first game of the day in college basketball. Big Ten Network, Southern coming to town. They're 4-8 on the year. They've lost 4 in a row. They have the number 8 overall strength of schedule on KenPom, which is impressive. They're playing teams. They lost to Texas by 26, Texas State by 3, Cal Baptist by 8. They lost to Baylor by 44. That's their last 4 games. They have one top 100 offensive metric, which is they are shooting 36.5% from 3. That's 70th in the country. 3 players in the team with 25 or more attempts that are shooting 40% or better from 3. Michael Jacobs, 40%. Cam Ambery, 40%. And, of course, who doesn't know Fazil Ashadi shooting 44% from downtown. They've never been top 100 in adjusted tempo under Kevin Johnson as head coach. They're 30th right now. They're also 27-9 in 3 SWAC seasons with him running the show. 310th in average height. Illinois should dominate in the inside. Teams are shooting 53.3% from 2 against them, which is not bad considering the lack of size that this team has, but they're also shooting 40% from 3 against them. Their tallest starter against Baylor was 6'8". However, 6'10" Malik Abdelgawad, the transfer from UMass, easy name to say, 19 points and 6 rebounds in 18 minutes against Baylor. He has 15-plus points in 3 of their last 4. And Illinois beat Southern in 2023, November 19th, 88-60. TSJ had 24 points in that game. Dane Danger, starting for some reason, 12 points in 18 minutes, had an entire 4 rebounds against a tiny Southern team.
The Danger Zone.
Yeah. That dipshit guy. But Dane Danger totally dominant with 4 boards in that game. That's pretty amazing, I have to say. Pretty
good stuff.
Good stuff. Illinois, by the way, is up to a staggering 35% from 3. We'll see if that number holds. Last year, they shot 31.3. Year before, 34.9, 30.8, 35.9, and 37.2. So on track to be the 3rd or 4th best Illinois team of the decade from 3. Pretty good, I guess. 3rd or 4th out of 6. 6.
Yeah. Shouldn't be a game. We're not even doing players to watch. Predictions. Illinois is going to win this 115-62.
Okay. I'll go 101-69. I think Southern shoots it just well enough from 3 to get close to 70 points, which is going to suck, but it's not like it hasn't happened before. I mean, you look at the game against FGCU, they gave up 70, gave up 65 to Colgate. They gave up 73 to UT RGV. It's certainly possible. However, you look at some of the teams that are close at all in ranking to Southern, which is LIU, who is 13 spots better than Southern on KenPom. Illinois beat by 40, 98-58. So we'll see if that holds true. And then, you have 2 games to start Big Ten play. I don't want to take Penn State lightly in that little, shitbag fucking bullshit neutral site garbage that they let them play at. You don't want to take them lightly, but hard to not see Illinois winning their first 2 Big Ten games.
Yeah.
You got a revenge. I hope Brad shows the tape of their meltdown in that little place before they play Penn State. And then home against Rutgers should be a blowout. And then you go to Iowa, which I think Illinois is I know the metrics only have Illinois 9 spots ahead of Iowa, but I think Illinois is a much better team than Iowa in terms of talent, which is usually the case. But Iowa has a coach again. They have more of an identity than they have in the past, so that could be different. But I think the Big Ten schedule lines up pretty well. The first 6 games, you got Penn State, Rutgers, Iowa, Northwestern, Minnesota, Maryland. You should go 4-2 at worst. And if you are 4-2, it's kind of troubling to me. And then you go to Purdue on January 24th. But we can't look ahead too much. We got Southern tomorrow. It's a big game.
Yeah, huge game.
By the way, Illinois is 18th. Illinois is 18th in overall strength of schedule. Missouri's 349th. Just to kind of let everybody know how pathetic Missouri is as a program. And they don't, I mean, they're taking 11 days off or something, if my math is totally correct, which it usually is, before they play Florida in the SEC. So see how that goes.
Yeah. Not a lot happening in college basketball right now.
Yeah, I mean, teams don't play for a few days there. 3 days, I think they don't play. And the only ranked team I think that played the day before Christmas Eve was St. John's or something. Some good basketball teams with 4 losses right now. We don't have to do that whole thing again, but there are 3 in the top 20 of KenPom that have 4 losses. Florida, Kentucky, St. John's. Which Illinois win is aged the worst so far, you think?
Gotta be Texas Tech, right?
Tech, yeah. Texas Tech is 10-3. They did beat Duke, which that helps it, certainly.
Yeah, that was big for the program.
And their only loss where you're like, that's kind of puzzling is Purdue, just because it was by 30. But neutral loss to Arkansas and losing at Illinois, that's not bad. Now, the loss that's aged the best is, I guess, UConn, because they haven't lost again since.
Probably.
And they beat Florida and they beat Texas and they beat Butler. Like, they're beating real D1 schools, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, the Nebraska loss, I don't know if it's aged that well, because the only team they've played after is North Dakota. And it was close in the first half.
Yeah, I think that one's not going to age well at all, especially losing at home. So we'll see.
Yeah, especially when we hit late January, early February, they got Michigan, Illinois, Purdue. Of course, that Illinois game and Purdue game's at home because, God forbid, Nebraska gets to catch a break. Loser program, too. They can't even win a tournament game. All right. Well, the Big Ten has 6 teams in the top 15 of the net. SEC has 0, and there's 5 teams outside the top 10. There's nothing less important in college basketball than the net in December. Bunch of teams haven't played anybody. Like, do we really think Vanderbilt's one of the 10 best teams in the country right now? I find that a little hard to believe, although the metrics would back it up. But I still, like, they haven't played anybody inside the top 20. And they won't until Alabama. So, I don't know. They've beaten plenty of, like, fine teams, good teams. They beat UCF. They beat VCU, St. Mary's, SMU. Memphis is bad. Wake Forest, I don't think is very good either. But, like, they haven't played anybody. So we'll see how that goes for Vandy. I don't know if I buy them yet. And I don't know. Yeah, I won't say what I was about to say about the SEC. It's fine. Yeah, the SEC's off to a weird start. Like, their best team on KenPom is Vanderbilt, and then Florida's 12th. And, like, Alabama and Tennessee are not quite where they normally are. Like, Alabama's 17th. I feel like they're usually way up there, even though they didn't start that well in the metrics this year either. But I think it's pretty clear that the 2 best teams so far this year have been Michigan and Arizona. I don't think there's any denying that. And then right after that, you got Iowa State. Arizona's good. I mean, Illinois would smoke them, but they are good.
Sure.
Power rankings of the week.
Big coaches most likely to be gone next year. Producer has Diebler 3rd, Peichel 2, Altman 1. I'm going to go Altman 3. I'm going to go Rhodes from Penn State. I had to look him up because I didn't even know who their coach was. 2. I'm going to go Diebler 1. I don't know how much life Diebler has over there at Ohio State.
Once they successfully missed the tournament all 4 years with Bruce Thornton, then he might be gone. I would go Peichel 1 just because I think that's going to happen this year, and, like, it's just over there, and it's not even really his fault because it's like a hard job. But he missed an opportunity last year with those freshmen. And then I would go Altman 2 because I feel like that could be a retirement / mutual parting. And then 3, some of these teams are lucky they have first-year guys. 3, I'm going to go Greg Gard.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it won't happen, but they've won one tournament game the last 3 years, and they aren't very good this year. I don't think Penn State is going to fire Rhodes just because, like, what do they expect? They suck.
I mean, I kind of feel the same with Rutgers, but
yeah, but I think that could be Peichel might not want to go back at this point.
what are your thoughts on Michigan's football hiring?
One of the best case scenarios with how disastrous the program seems. Yeah.
Okay.
Michigan's a scumbag university full of scumbags, especially in the basketball side. They have to really investigate them. Yeah.
All right. Does Ethan know ball? You guys know the rules. 3 questions. For some reason, there's 4 on there this time.
History of sports.
Huh?
Dumbest segment ever. The producer sucks. He's dragging this thing along.
I
never even do it when I fuck up.
College basketball film is this one.
This is stupid.
And it says no hints and questions must be answered in order. So he's changing the rules again.
I'm not adhering.
I don't know if you're going to know this, but here we go. You are the movie guy. The ESPY award-winning film for Best Sports Picture featured Texas Western's historic 1966 national championship run, where they notoriously started the first all-black lineup in the sports history. Name the movie.
Moneyball. Final answer. This. What is Moneyball?
What is Glory Road?
Yeah, I've heard of it. I've never seen it.
Yeah, this you're not gonna know any of these. What team did they beat in the national championship?
Who is Chicago State?
Kentucky Wildcats. What Academy Award-winning actor portrayed Adolph Rupp?
Who is Clark Gable?
He doesn't have who is on here, so he already failed as the question writer. John Voight.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is either.
Great actor.
Bonus question. The year after winning their national championship title, the Texas state legislature renamed Texas Western to what school that still exists to this day?
The University of Illinois.
Close. The University of Texas, El Paso, or UTEP. All right. Well, that was terrible. Good job, producer.
Yeah, swing and a miss. Like, oh, do you know these things? Let me ask you.
He's got to know the movie before we can even say he can answer all the questions. Oh, anyways, hope everybody had a Merry Christmas. I hope if you're sick, you get healthy because it's going. Don't forget, subscribe, go buy merch, Illini Basketball Podcast -fourthwall.shop.com or something like that.
Gotta be close.
Go get your merch over there. Everybody have a happy new year. We will see you
Probably the second, yeah.
Are we gonna try to watch party the first first Big Ten game or?
Yeah, 6 o'clock.
What is the third?
Could be able to. Yeah.
Saturday.
Yeah. Saturday at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
At that arena that holds 6 people. It's gonna be great. But yeah, we will see everybody then. Check out Twitter at Podcast Illini. And we'll see everybody on January 2nd, 2026. Goodbye. Underwood.
Thin ice!